So, all right. So this should work. We are recording. But again, this is Jatana Jackson. And the thing that I love about this call that I'm really excited for, and it's different than like Jatana and I at Summit are very much like talking about kind of the larger, Instagram. And so some of this will overlap, but Jatana's wheelhouse is totally like Instagram stories. If you guys, go check her out on Instagram, you will see that her stories are incredible, right? They're eye-catching, they're energetic, and that is where she is getting her customers and coaches from. So I will let her kind of, tell her story. Again, she's 4-time elite. So it's not like she's new to this game. She has been around social media for a long time. She's watched social media evolve, which is what we've been talking about too, from Facebook to Instagram to, all these different platforms and how your business can evolve with those. So Jatana, I will let you take the floor, but I am super excited and thank you so, so much for being here.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be on somebody's team call because it means they trust you with their team, and their team is their people, like their baby. And so I hold that in high regard. I look like a hot mess. Like I just got back from the pool with my family. So let's just fluff that hair up a little bit, So to level the playing field out a little bit, I like to share kind of where I came from with Beachbody because I think a lot of people look at some of the top coaches in the network, or they look at their following on social media and they're like, oh my gosh, they're so handsome. There's no way I'll ever get there. So let me share my story with you. About 5 years ago, I'm still a stay-at-home mom, but I was a stay-at-home mom then. I quit my banking job to be home with my kiddos. And I was the mom who drove the Honda Odyssey minivan. No doubts, no hits on minivans. They're great for the period of time that you need them. But I drive a Jeep now, a little bit cooler. But I drove the minivan. I had 2 little ones, like 2 years old, and let's see, Josh was 4. And I dropped the oldest one off at preschool, put the little one down for his morning nap. By the way, before I got home, I swung by a Chick-fil-A and I got a 4-count chicken mini with hash browns, a large sweet tea, no ice, and a oatmeal cookie. So sometimes I would get like a 6-pack of oatmeal cookies and justify it in my brain that I'll have some for the kids when they woke up. And then I ate like 3 of them. It was really bad. And I would come home, put my little one down for a nap, and I would sit on the couch and I'd watch my recorded Good Morning America, and I'd eat this delicious Chick-fil-A. And did I say I got the large sweet tea, no ice, just so I'd have a lot of sweet tea because I could get ice at home. Who needs ice? And so that was my life for a long time. And I found myself, if you have been in those shoes before, you slowly start to deteriorate. You start to gain weight. Mentally, you start feeling more sluggish and tired. All you're doing is serving your family, you're making dinners, you go to the grocery store, you're sitting on the couch, you're watching whatever you recorded, whether it's Grey's Anatomy or Good Morning America, whatever your jam was, The Bachelor, American Idol is mine still. And kind of I was going downhill. And I've never been super overweight, but I definitely was super unhealthy. And so if you've ever started this business and you're like, I don't have a huge transformation. I don't either. I lost a max of 7 pounds with Beachbody, but it has overhauled and transformed my life. So just being a stay-at-home mom, saw the infomercial with Insanity and thought, there's no way I'm going to pay $60 for DVDs. Back in the day, we had to buy the DVDs. I don't even know if there was challenge packs at that time, but I was not going to pay for DVDs that I would go to just Target and get Jillian Michaels for $19.99. Or I'd bust out, let me put my age out there, Tybo VHS tapes, try to find a VHS player and do Tybo. And so I borrowed Insanity from a lady at my church. So if somebody has it already, don't knock it because they might be your next 10-star diamond coach in your downline. And I borrowed them, tried it, failed 7 different times, the whole start and stop. And anybody ever done Insanity? Oh, girlfriend, Liz, I was about to wear that same shirt tonight. How hilarious is that? I had it on here and I was like, I should put my shirt on. My new shirt I just earned. Free swag. Sorry. I'm a squirrel. Also, I have squirrel moments. So excuse me on that one. But I started and stopped so many times, and I get so frustrated because Insanity is not one of those programs that if I'd had a coach would say, hi, you just got off the couch and you haven't worked out in like 4 years. Maybe you should start with Insanity. No. So I was very discouraged, and I sat on my basement floor with my probably like iPhone like 2. I don't know what it was at the time. And I Googled Insanity and found Shakeology. I don't know, it was probably some coach's blog. I don't even know what coach it was. Mad props to him. But he said, you have to do Insanity and you have to do Shakeology. I was like, cool. I'll go buy 2 bags of Shakeology because that's 30 days worth. I bought 2 bags at one time, which is like $300, something crazy, right? I don't even know if it's that much. But 2 bags of Shakeology, said I've got enough for my program. I'm going to do this from beginning to end. Got everything I need. Started, stopped. Dang it, now I have like $400+ worth of this meal replacement. I can't finish this stupid program. What is wrong with me? I don't know if any of you felt that way, or maybe your challengers probably feel that way. So I sat on my phone again and I Googled Insanity, like people who got results. And I was led to the message board. This is really old school. It's Beachbody message board. And I found this girl who had before and after pictures. And I was like, oh my gosh, she has 2 kids. She's out in Utah, complete stranger. I'm going to email her and ask her to like, just give me some advice. Like, help me. What am I doing wrong? I was a college cheerleader. I knew how to train and compete, and I couldn't do this on my own, like, free will. So I emailed her. She connected with me on Facebook. Her beautiful day, right? Oh, this girl just emailed her. When you just love somebody emailed you, I was like, hi, will you help me? And they do. They do. They email you and they message you. It's what you do with them that makes a big difference. And so she loved on me. She put me in a challenge group. Fell in love with the whole process. I got into the challenge group and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so lonely as a stay-at-home mom. Will y'all be my friends? It's pretty pitiful. Like, but life is lonely as a mom at home with little ones. We're just leaving the house is painful, and driving through your neighborhood with Bob the Builder on so you can get some sanity time because your kids are strapped in the car seat and you're like, yes, I'm going to eat my food. I'm just going to drive in the swagger wagon so I can get a little bit of sanity. And oh, by the way, then they fall asleep in the car and you sit in the driveway forever. It's just, it's manic. It's crazy, but that's life and it happens. And this girl loved on me. Her challenge group loved on me. I looked forward to that challenge group every single day. And I remember that feeling every single time I connect with my customer. And I never lose touch of that feeling, because that feeling right there is what's going to communicate so impactfully to your audience. And so when you're talking on any social media platform, you've got to go back to the root of that core feeling, because that connection, that story that you tell, whether you're talking about Energize or you're talking about Shakeology or Beach Bar or BOD, it's got to come right back to that hardcore place of what pulled you out of your junky place in life that you might have been in before Beachbody. So I want that to be like in the forefront of your mind when I start going into apps and technical stuff and branding and all that, because that's all good and great. But if you can't like tie it to something that's going to like rip somebody's heartstrings out and them go, oh my gosh, I'm in that place in life and you obviously have something going on that's working for you. Please help me out of this place. Then it's really just going to be all just knowledge, and it's not going to be tangible for you to really make an impact on your audience. So that's kind of where I came from. I jumped into coaching, and about 7 weeks into Insanity, had no clue what I was doing, decided out of complete ignorance and faith that I would go to Summit. So if you haven't chosen to go to Summit with Holly, get there. It was completely like the takeoff point, the launch pad of my business. I went to Summit probably 4 months into coaching. Little like South Carolina girl. I'm in Virginia now, so I miss Virginia, but little South Carolina girl, a small town. Flying to Vegas was a big deal for me, to meet a stranger that I'd never met before and stay with her in a hotel room. She's from Utah. She's like sweet Mormon girl. Like, she's not going to murder me in my sleep. But I did. I flew to Vegas. I stayed with her. But I sat in the nosebleeds at Summit, and I looked down at all these coaches, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, these stories, all the trainings, all the things I was hearing, like, I'm just like them. Why can't I be up there? And I'm a Ruby personality, so like I'm really competitive. So I wanted to be up there. Some people don't like the limelight. I did. Why can't I be up there? So I got home from Summit and I said, that's it. From here on out, I am all in, and I am going to make this 100% a huge career, not for the money, but because I'm so freaking passionate about where I came from and where I'm going. And I want to bring as many women as possible on that train with me. And so, like I said, keep that in the center of your heart and your mind, and then it'll come out your mouth 100%. And so now I'm at those little tables with whatever these little red things are that I stole from corporate because it had my name on it. They put it on your chair, and you're an elite coach, and walking across stage, all the accolades. It's a lot of fun for any woman who just spent most of her day serving her family to be able to have that moment at Summit is super special. So, and congratulations, Holly, you're top 10, right? So you guys will be able to be like, wow, that's my team. I'll be cheering, acting like I'm on your team, but Anyways, all right, so let's get to the meat of the call, but hopefully that will kind of set the stage for you that nobody taught me anything. I had to learn it all myself. A lot of stuff is already prepared for you now. I got to see Holly's training site. Oh my gosh. If I'd had my hands on that when I was a new coach, I would be, well, I don't know if maybe this is the story that I was supposed to have, but I feel like you guys should feel really grateful that you have such an incredible leader like Holly who puts in the effort and the time to give you guys good content so that you can be successful in your own businesses. And so now I'm trying to follow her lead. Even though I'm 2 years ahead of her, I'm like, please, I got to figure this out. So I appreciate you, Holly. You're an incredible leader. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Some of this I have already, okay, here's the other thing. You could be a Hot Mess Express and run this business. So you see my desktop? Yeah, that's what I got going on. Hire an assistant if you are like me as soon as possible. All right, you guys don't want to see my pageant headshot, so we'll go to my presentation. So some of this you guys have seen with corporate training. I call this 2.0 because I have added to it. I'm going to skim through some of it because, like I said, most of you probably have already watched the corporate training, or you're going to be going to Summit and you're going to hear some of this stuff already. But let's scroll through it. So this is kind of, my hubby is in the kitchen, and any little noise distracts my train of thought, and he is in there pouring a beer nothing's going on in my office. CFO, can you go so I can concentrate? He's such a punk. This is how we work our businesses, right? All right, so this is kind of the outline of what we're going to go over, how to really set it up so you got baller status, right? The people who follow you are like, all right, this chick is the real deal. She's legit. She's going to put forth value and content that I'm going to enjoy following. That's what I make sure you are set up for. How to make it look fly. I'm going to go over the main course of this is going to be content creation, and marketing plans, duplication, call to actions, and my favorite apps. And of course, I'll go over some do's and don'ts as well. But like I said, some of this is already presented in corporate, but I do want to go over my new stuff that I think will be super helpful. Like I said, this is a Summit, so Holly's shaking her head oh Lord, this is exactly what we've already put in there. But just so you know, make sure your profile on IG is a business profile. That way that you can really measure your performance and how people are engaged with you or what kind of audience you're reaching. And you can also do things like promote and do ads and stuff. So you want to make sure you convert it over to a business profile, which can be done through your business like page. Super easy to change. So this is one piece that I grabbed onto about a year ago. And it's funny because I told Carl about it. I think I messaged him about it. And when this whole Insta story thing blew up last year, it was based from a conversation that Carl and I had had. And I was like, Carl, you don't understand. I can post a call to action on Insta stories and sell 20 challenge packs in 24 hours. And he's like, what? I'm like, no, for real. This is legit. We've got to get the network on this because this is insane. He's like, oh my gosh, please show me. So we talked and I told him as much as I could. And then he did the whole, Summit thing last year, the group that he did leading up to Summit, and really started talking about Instagram more. So this quiz is something that I showed him, and I think he put it in his 1 by 3 by 5,000 by 62. I don't know what group he has going on. And he encouraged you guys to take it. And it's something that I make every single one of my coaches take as they enroll into the business, because it basically tells you what your brand should look like, which is really cool, especially if you're new to this or you haven't really defined what your brand should look like. And even if you think you've defined it, it's probably a really good idea to take this, because when you read the analysis that comes back from this, it will tell you exactly how people best perceive you. And it's very specific, and it's cool because I was like, oh my gosh, I totally understand why I got RBF from people. Like, people thought I was rude when I was being really quiet, or people thought I was stuck up when I was being really quiet, when I'm going, no, I was just nervous. People don't perceive me well when I'm not bubbly and outgoing. If I'm to myself and quiet, they're just like, she's not a nice person. On the flip side, if you were to see, say, I use this analogy at Summit, if you were to see Melanie like in the hallway or something, and she was working on something in her notebook, you probably wouldn't think much about it, especially if you knew the two of us. You wouldn't even think she was not a nice person. But for me, I get labeled that because people do not perceive me well when I'm in the Mystique brand. My brand is the People's Champion. It's dynamic. It's energetic. It's all inclusive. It's very like engaging. And so I have to stay in that wheelhouse so that people will get what I'm saying, so that they will get the biggest impact with what I'm putting in front of them. So take this quiz, figure out which one you are, really read, don't just read the 5 words they give you and be a lazy person like I am. Actually made my husband made me sit down and like read through the whole thing to him, which is miserable for me because I don't like details and I don't like reading. Funny, I know. How did I get through college? I have no idea. But make sure you read through it, because it really will give you a good definition of how you should be presenting yourself on your social media platform. And remember, going back to the core of who you are and what your story was, because that's got to be the center point of everything you talk about. Gonna flip through this real quick. Linktree is fantastic if you don't have enough followers for Swipe Up, or even if you do, it's a great place to input some forms to make sure you can funnel your followers to challenge groups or to new coach applications, or even to your Facebook page. I'm ready to get to the meat of this because I feel like I've talked to like beat a dead horse with this stuff. These are my top apps, some of my top apps. I use WordSwag, Snapseed. I know that Holly does as well, but they're a great way to make your stuff look a little bit more eye-catching, because remember, you have like, I don't know, half a second almost to catch somebody's eye before they decide to swipe away from your story. So can you keep their attention is the biggest reason. If you can keep your attention, that's why we do this. Adding the filters and using music and speeding things up to make it more engaging and make people keep their eyes on you and continue to watch your story, so that you can either make your point or they can get to know you a little better. Going through this fast because this is also part of corporate. Hashtags are fantastic. We're going to go over that at Summit. Make sure you're following hashtags that really relate to you, not like hashtag fit mom or hashtag leg day. That's just not going to cut it. It's got to be super personalized. And my favorite is Blonde Bob. Like, I go in there, I go find a chick that's not a hair salon who just got her hair cut and is showing off her IG fans or friends her new blonde haircut, or bob. And I comment on it and I connect with her and I comment on a few of her other pictures. And lo and behold, literally, I'm going to have to get a collage of it because it's hilarious. Like, the last 5 to 7 coaches I've signed all have blonde bobs. I'm like, are you serious? This is pretty funny. Geotagging is important because your content will show up in other locations, not even the location you're in. You can see here I use Toronto as one of mine because Toronto's popping for some reason. I mean, you guys can, I know, I think she said Houston or something was hers, Holly. But Toronto is my big one that I get a pretty decent following from. And then, of course, you get the swipe up option once you get the 10,000 followers. I've added the circle around my story because I feel like it stands out in that lineup of people at the bottom there. It also kind of always looks like they haven't watched it yet. So there's always a circle around there whether they watched it or not. And so it might have them come back and re-engage into my story. Some of my bonus apps that I love, obviously I said Hype Type adds music and words. If you ever want to put a full grid on your wall, on your IG wall, you know, where it's like, say it's a picture of a team and you're all in the cute tank tops, like jumping up on the beach or something at a retreat, you can put that full story, not story, I just looked over at my phone, sorry. You can put that full picture on your IG wall and it takes up like 6 to 9 grids, which is really cool looking. Another one is Cut Story. If you want to cut a long video into 15-second clips, you can do that as well. Over it allows you to create cool layouts for your story. So if you wanted to do multiple pictures and create basically a collage, you can do that on Over. And then another one that I love is Unfold. And that allows you to create stories with cool layouts with multiple videos and photos. So for example, I had one story where I had already done my pre-workout, you know, my typical pre-workout story. And then I was doing the move from 80 to obsession. And I put like total body core day or whatever. And then in the top left-hand corner, I put the previous whatever you want to call it, story, of me taking my pre-workout, and beside it I put it's working. So you can overlay that video with a picture on it, and it's pretty cool. And then one of my favorites is InShot. It allows you to add all kinds of borders on there. There's unique GIFs on there. All of the social media emojis are on there. Social media stickers. And then you can also do voiceovers on videos. So if you're doing like an instructional thing, like this is how I make my shake, you can literally record the whole process and then do a voiceover so that you don't have to focus on 2 things at one time. So that's pretty cool. Obviously you guys know I'm getting to like the main course of this presentation. I'm kind of cruising through this, but you guys know highlights are there. It's a great opportunity to compartmentalize all of the pieces that you want to present to your following. So if you have something you're like super craft, like my friend Afton, she loves art life, so she always does this little art motivational quote. So that's one of hers, some of her favorite products. And then you could obviously do fitness and coaching and all of that stuff. So make sure you have your highlights set up on your page. And remember, you have to put it into your stories to create a highlight. So that's tricky, but it can be done. All right, so some content ideas. This is something that I hear so many coaches get worried over. They're like, I don't have anything going on in my day that's exciting. I'm so boring. Aren't we all? We're stay-at-home moms, or some of us are. Our lives consist of doing dishes, changing out the laundry. Oops, I left the laundry in too long. Now it smells funny. Let me try it again. Help my kid ride a bike outside. Oh, now let me jump on a team call. Like that's our day. And it seems like it's mundane, but there really is some stuff that you can do to add value to your audience, to give you more stories to present. I'd say a minimum of 9 a day is what I try to strive towards. So call to actions are great. And they're all listed there, like new product launches, new coach trainings you're doing, challenge groups you're doing, sneak peeks, free groups, all of that stuff is important to do on your stories. And I'm sure that that Holly is showing you guys incredible ways to do call to actions. I'll show you one example here at the end as well. Q&A style stories, asking them to ask you questions and you respond. It's pretty cool, especially as your audience starts to grow. People want to know sometimes some really weird things, like what color fingernail polish was that? What kind of eyelashes do you wear? How do you do beach curls in your hair? What's the best workout for your abs? What's your favorite type of carb? Like, what do you usually eat for carbs? All these questions are questions that I get. And so I'll announce that I'm doing a Q&A and send me any question you have. I obviously get weird ones too. Just ignore those or block them. And then I screenshot the question, then I answer it in a video, and people love that. Diary style stories. One of the things that I love to do is work with me Wednesday. You can bring them through your workday, what it looks like to be a coach. Telling your fitness journey on a whole series within one day. So from start to finish, what does your fitness journey look like? I haven't even chart. Well, I did some before and after stuff, but I haven't brought people through that full journey. And then I would say once you're done telling that fitness journey on your stories, put it into a highlight and say like my fitness story. Telling your coaching journey. What does that look like? Bring them on that whole journey within, a few hour process. Some other things are contextual stories. Some of my favorite are outfit of the day. People love to have free advice on where to get things. I know when I see somebody's cute outfits, like if I see Holly wearing a cute pair of shoes, I'm like, oh my gosh, Holly, those shoes are so cute. Where are they from? Well, if that's somebody that you tend to be for your friends, then snap a picture of the outfit you've got going on before church or before a wedding or whatever it is, and tag all the locations. Like, this shirt's from Target, these pants are from Kohl's, these shoes are Michael Kors, and show your audience. And they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm gonna go pick that up now, or I just looked it up online. Add value so they want to keep coming back. That's the most impactful thing I can say about stories, is you want it to be a place where people are like, I cannot get enough of this chick. Like, she's either funny or she's sharing so much good information with me, or she inspires me, whatever it is that you have to give. Sharing brands you love, share products, makeup, face wash, lashes, those are kind of my thing. What do you put in your kids' lunch boxes? Like, I don't pack my kids' lunch. They eat school lunch. That's really bad. But I do pack a snack. I'm so not Betty Homemaker. But that's something you could do. Another category is talking to the camera while doing something. This is something I tell my new coaches to start with because I think it makes them feel more comfortable. So, and you can use cut story. Don't do too long of a long, drawn out story. Or you can go live. Live is fantastic. If you ever feel uncomfortable with talking about something, like say you wanted to do a call to action on your new coach group that you've got started up with Holly, and she's going to teach everybody how to be a new coach, and you really want to sign 2 new coaches this month, start prepping your meals or putting on your makeup and talk about it while you're doing. My favorite, and my coaches copy this, is hilarious. I'll get a box in the mail, like my new tank top or something. It'll come in the mail, like, oh my gosh, got a package. I go live on Facebook or I'll go live on IG. I'm opening my box, and while I'm opening my box on live, which they will sit there and watch because they want to see what's inside the flipping box. And believe me, I go as slow as molasses. And I tell them, so today I was talking to my team, and I'm sitting there opening the box, and I tell them about whatever I want to tell them about with coaching, or with my challenge group, or this new group that I have coming up, while I'm finally going, oh my gosh, okay, so here's what's inside, and open it up. But I've kept their attention the whole time because I was in the middle of doing something that was revealing something while I shared an opportunity, a call to action. So that's a really great way for newer coaches who don't feel comfortable just straight up looking somebody in the eye or looking at their camera, their phone, and sharing a call to action. Do something. Prepare food or open a package or put on your makeup and share. Another great one is polls. I love polls. They're a great way to really kind of gauge where your audience is at. I try to stick with more positive and positive, like send me more information, or yes, sign me up. That way there's not that awkward negative one where somebody entered it and now all of a sudden you've got somebody who says no. So I'll do things like, do you like smoothies or protein shakes? And just kind of see what people say. Or do you like Quest bars or Kind bars? And just the fact that somebody took the time to answer it lets me know that they are actually partaking or taking in those type of products. And so it's someone that I can talk to about Beach Bars or Shakeology. And then one of my favorites is, have you ever considered coaching? I'll do tell me more about it, or girl, I am so excited to start with you. And just the responses that I get from that blow my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never thought Sally Joe was really interested in doing this. How cool. I'm going to send her a DM and start making that connection. And I don't go right into the sale, right? Just a little side note coaching here. I go into, so tell me, what has you excited about coaching? And really draw out of her what it is that she's excited about. Sorry, that was a little caveat. All right. Whew. Top tips. You're welcome. Quality over quantity. Now, I know I said 9 is your goal, but, I feel like if you're just putting something out there to put something out there, you're going to lose your audience, and it's going to be really diluted and watered down. And so I've had people ask me before, like, why don't you show your kids more often? Why don't you show what you and your husband are doing? And I do put that in there a little bit. Some of it was because of his job. I can't really put him all over social media, but I feel like I don't want to dilute the content that my audience comes for. So I'm very specific in what I add to my story, and I try not to go off of that too much. And we're going to cover a lot of that at Summit as well. Make sure it's cohesive. If your complete stranger comes to your story and starts watching, it's going to make sense. It's not going to be bouncing all over the place. Actually, mine was a little jacked up today, but you're not going to be like, I got a package today. Little Johnny just made this artwork. I'm going to the pool. I'm just trying to think of, oh, now I'm going on date night. Like, it's just all over the place, and there's no like trend or storyline going on there. So make sure it's cohesive. Be consistent on your brand. Remember that fascination quiz that I talked about? That is going to be a really huge tool to help you stay in your wheelhouse. And I'm going to use this analogy at Summit. I'm going to spoil you guys and tell you early. So just like gasp and laugh really hard when you hear it at Summit, like you've never heard it before. But picture like Freaky Friday moment with Melanie Mitro and Jatana Jackson. I don't know if you guys followed me on my stories and if you follow Melanie Mitro, but if you have, this will totally make sense to you, or just go and take a look. But Melanie her brand is very, I don't know the exact words for it. I think it's like organized, kind of motherly businesswoman kind of person. And so for me, I'm like Jeep girl, wild child, loves music, loves to dance and be silly and goofy, but be cute at the same time, like not too weird. And so if the two of us decided to like Freaky Friday switch once, and you saw Melanie Mitro dancing on the counter to Luke Bryan, drinking her Energize, I think most of her followers, even you guys, would be like, okay, this is disturbing. Like, what's going on here? Melanie, are you okay? Because you don't normally do that, and it's a little freaking me out. So it's not in Melanie's wheelhouse to do something like that. And for me, if I were to jump on my story and go, so guys, welcome to Business Tip Tuesday. I'm going to share with you how I organize my day and how I make this business work within my family. My audience will be like, oh my God, Jatana, stop. Like, are you going to dance while you're doing it? Because that would be a lot more fun for you. And so you've got to make sure you are doing what works for you and what your brand is. So that's why I say be consistent on your brand and understanding what that is, because your audience will naturally be drawn to you a lot more if you know what that is for you. And that's why a lot of new coaches, they jump on, they start watching these top coaches, then they start trying to imitate. You don't know how many times I've seen on Insta stories somebody shaking their butt on Insta story to music. And I'm like, okay, this looks like me. It's a little awkward. Not sure if this is the way she should be going. So don't just follow and duplicate what they're doing. Make sure you really understand what you're bringing to the table, because your people, they want to see you. They want to see you raw and authentic and vulnerable and real, not trying to mimic somebody else. And so I love the Melanie Jatana analogy because we're so polar opposite. But guess what? They both work. You don't have to be peppy, crazy Jatana, and you don't have to be super organized Melly. Both of them work perfectly, but they work for us individually. That makes sense. Create engagement, prompt your audience to reply to your stories, participate in polls, participate in other people's polls, not coaches. Like, don't be going there because that's a waste of your energy and time. Participate in your audience, your friends' polls. Share your stories. Have them share your stories with their friends. I've done call to actions where I'm like, if you know a girl who would be a perfect fit for this team, I want you to send the next story to them. Then the next story will be, hey girl, so this story is being sent to you because your friend thinks that you would be absolutely incredible part of our team, and go into that whole spiel. But have your audience share your story with their friends. Screenshotting stories, huge. This is all part of the IG algorithms that is very mystique, and we're not really sure what they are, but I guarantee you that IG will honor and give you favor if you are getting screenshots and your stories are being shared and polls are being answered, and people are replying to your stories. So those are the things that you want to do to create engagement. Avoid talking forever. Have you ever been on a story where like she's all right, just set the scenario for you. In your car, the girl's in her car, she gets her phone and she's going to do her IG story and she's like, oh my gosh, guys, okay, I just got in the car, I had the longest day. I'm so tired. I think I'm going to get home. I got to pick up so-and-so from school. And they just go on and you're like, tap, tap. Oh my gosh, she's still talking. Oh my gosh, swipe away. Okay. Don't be that person. I say at max three frames or 3 stories of you talking about whatever topic it is. And after that, move on because you're going to lose their attention. I think the only person that I can watch forever is Shalene Johnson. And even with Shalene, I get a little bored sometimes. Sorry, Shalene, if you're watching. Brett follows me, so that's funny. Her husband. So, and then Melanie Mitro. Like, I can listen to Melanie Mitro for a long time because she adds a lot of value as a coach. And I know she knows that's her strength, but it's not there for everybody. So make sure you're really careful with talking forever on stories. Keep people's attention. We gave you a lot of apps to use to make it interesting and fun and change it around. Make sure you're unique. Be different than other coaches. That's why I say know your brand. Be you because nobody else can really duplicate who you are. And even with being unique, like know who your characters are. Who are your characters in your household? This might sound really superficial, but it's true. Like, I don't know if any of you guys follow me and you can like post it in the chat. How many of you guys know who Nana is? You might not. But Nana is a key player in my story. She does not show up every single day. She's my mom. She dances with me sometimes with my Energize. I sometimes scare her in the kitchen or I catch her while she's singing and I record her. That's one of the characters in my stories. James says hilarious things. He does cute stuff. That's my son. He's in my story. So have those characters in your story and let them, consistently play the role so that when people are watching it, they're like, oh my gosh, I love Nana. She's amazing. Where is she? Why hadn't she been there? And they always want to keep coming back to watch your story. And then, of course, like I said in the beginning of the call, speak to your avatar. Know who that girl is. For me, it's the girl sitting on the couch eating a 4-count chicken mini with hash browns, a large sweet tea, no ice, and chocolate chip cookies, and maybe got a 6-pack because she might want to feed her kids, but she eats 3 of them herself. She's watching recorded Good Morning America. She is used to be fit girl, but doesn't really know how to get it back. Like that's the girl that I'm talking to who's lost her way in motherhood. Know who your avatar is because honestly, when you know the thoughts that run through your customers' minds, what keeps them up at night, when they walk to their closet, what stresses them out, when they look at their bank account, what frustrates them, when you know what's going through their mind, you've won because you know exactly what to post about. That's the content that you should be addressing because that's what's going to really trigger an emotion in your followers' hearts, and they're going to respond. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, she's speaking directly to me. And I've gotten that message so many times. So you can come follow me here on Jatana Jackson if you want to come check out. I do a lot of, I have a calendar that I'll follow. I'm going to show you here in a minute, but my marketing plans are kind of laid out on a monthly basis. So it's really hard to get a grip on how I'm doing it just by following one day or a few of them. So kind of watching the trend, you'll start seeing a trend if you follow my stories on a regular basis. But this whole Mrs. United States thing is throwing me way off. So I'm a little off if you haven't followed me recently. Some of my do's, go through these quickly, is, and I'm not going to list off the side stuff, looking at these pictures. I like curiosity marketing. So when I talk about 80-day obsession, I don't say I just did 80-day obsession, day 45 in my story. I say about that workout and not even cute. And I'm laying there with to my audience thinking, why does she have paper plates on her face? Why does she have these bands around her? It creates curiosity where people want to keep watching to see what in the world you're talking about. This is actually old stories because they have better fonts now. Superfoods down, mom approves. Where he approves this message, just showing that everyday life with your kiddos, but you're plugging your super shake or whatever you want to call it. I call it my sexy mama shake. I've started branding it, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. What you don't want to do is crap like this. This was hilarious to make. And if you're doing this now, start to evaluate how you can really change it up. And obviously giving you a lot of apps you can use to really make it more fun and engaging. make sure it's bright, like you can see your face. It's not in a dark like corner. Use window light if you don't have a Diva light. Go buy a Diva light if you've made your first $300 with Beachbody. Go buy yourself a Diva light. You will use it for the next like 10 years nonstop. Putting things like T25 done means absolutely nothing to your audience. They could care less what T25 is and that it's done. They have no clue. It could, for all they know, it could be a computer program. It doesn't help them, right? Putting big old fat stickers of penguins, and yes, the generic stickers, I think is distracting from what the message that you're wanting to present. Putting products, straight up logos into your stories screams, hi, my name's Jatana. I'm dressed as a bunny dog and I want to sell you something. Like, it's not good. So don't put products inside your stories. And I'm going to show you a very savvy way of how to present your products without straight up showing the label. Yeah. So, and oh my gosh, can't even go there with the filters, like the bunny filters and the doggy ears. I think it's cute if you're like holding a newborn and you want to put bunny ears on a newborn, like that's funny. Or your kid, or like my mom when she's doing the dishes, sometimes I'll put filters and she's like looking at me and I got filters on her face and it's hilarious. But if you're doing it just like cover yourself, don't. I'm okay, sparkles, cool. You want to make gloss in your skin, that's great. But don't cover yourself or use weird voices. Like, that's not going to make a good connection with your audience. All right, marketing plans. You definitely want to have a plan. And it does not have to be elaborate. You want to have something each day, and this is what I teach. My degree's in marketing, so I love this topic. I could probably talk for another hour on it, but I won't. Making sure that you are doing a hard breadcrumb every single day. So we breadcrumb and plant seeds all day long on all different topics within our journey in one day. We do show them bod, whether we're doing the workouts at home, we make our shake, we make our energize, we show our Zoom chats. Like, we have all these things that we're showing them, but pick one a day that you're going to do 3 stories on and be really intentional on that. So say on Thursday you do workout convenience, and the first one is talking about time. The next one's talking about limited space or your commute or whatever it is, or mobility. Maybe you're in a hotel room. Make sure you put a big impression 3 times in one series of stories, and pick one thing each day that you're going to do 3 stories to make an impression on. And I do that. I try to do that on a daily basis, but this is kind of a calendar that I did for 80-day obsession launch, just making sure that each day my coaches and my team had something that they were going to gear their stories around and link in 80-day obsession to that. So if it's a new product like Lift 4 coming, Lift 4 should be in your mindset. So how can you talk about Lift 4 and accountability 3 times in a row, or Lift 4 and energize 3 times in a row, making sure that it's tailored towards that new product. And if there's no new product launch, this is straight up easy to use for each day as well. So here's an example of how to effectively share a product. I love branding the product around me and not have the product like me putting out the brand of the product. So for me, I started out with Mom Crack and I just stuck with it. And now that I think about it, it's kind of awkward and hilarious at the same time. But I do get people who message me in my inbox, and it's so funny because they'll be like, excuse me, I'm not trying to be weird or anything, but like, okay, I know, really, like, I'm not trying to like do drugs or anything, but like, what's Mom Crack? Like, is it legal? Like, they're like, girl, tell me the secret because I really want to know, but I don't want to get in trouble. I'm like, okay, it's all right. It's pre-workout. You're good, girl. Simmer down. I'm not taking Adderall or anything crazy. But how to effectively share that product is brand it around you. So for me, my Energize gives me amazing energy, which, as it probably does for you. And I act like a crazy person. Like, in my workout, I am dancing like I'm a flippin' NFL cheerleader or a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and I dance and I do my workout and I blast my music, and like, that is my crazy moment, and I love it because it really just fills my bucket. But that's how I brand it. So my very first story, I'm like sleepy and tired and subdued, and it's 5:48 in the morning, but I'm going to go get my workout because my team is there, kind of plug in that accountability, right? Second one, the logo's turned around. So nobody knows what the heck I'm putting in my drink, but I'm talking about how I'm going to take my Mom Crack and I need to get it in because I know it's going to give me amazing energy to like slay my workout. And then it goes into my hype type story, which has me dancing like a crazy fool, basically showing the storyline of how it impacts me, which was perfect with the branding of Mom Crack, because it makes me Mom Crack, because it makes me crazy and it gives me so much energy so I can have fun and have an incredible workout. So that is how I share my products. And for example, when Beach Bar came out, you guys, I don't know how many people, how many coaches I saw put like, it's got this many carbs and this much fiber, and here's the like commercial that Beachbody put out and the logos that Beachbody put out. No, I think it's terrible. I think it's what, then if you did it, it's okay. We can revise it. But I feel like that screams to your audience, what is she trying to sell me? For me, my Beach Bars, and I haven't ordered any, and the reason my kid has a nut allergy, so I have to really figure out how I'm going to make that work and not cause my kid danger. But for me, if I were a new coach wanting to present Beach Bar in a story, I would have it mysteriously just pop up in my story. Like, I'm in the car, I'm eating it. They would never see the label. It would come out of my purse. I would call it my like sanity snack or whatever you want to call it. And most likely people are going to start messaging you going, okay, well, so what's this like thing you always pull out of your purse and eat like once a day? Like, what is the sanity snack? I've just totally just made that up off the top of my head. And brand around it, because you're going to get people asking you, and that's what you want. You don't want people to see it and go, oh, she keeps talking about Beach Bar. Maybe I'm going to go Google Beach Bar. I'm going to buy it on whatever random website they can find, whether it's another coach or straight through Beachbody. They're going to go Google Beach Bar. You don't want that. You want them to come to you. Not only can you engage with them about a challenge group, you can engage with them about the full journey, the challenge pack, and the Beach Bar on top of that. So make sure you're branding those products around you and not you around the products. Whew. And I go over this in the training, so we'll smudge through this and go through smudge. Is that a word? And then we'll go into a Q&A. But I do call to actions. I create curiosity. I do a group theme. I reverse engineered my stories with around that theme leading up to it. I tell them what they're going to get out of it. And reminder, this is a picture of me after I just worked out. I tossed on a cute sweatshirt, flipped my hair to the side, stood in front of a white wall, put a lamp on me or my Diva light, and took a picture, made it black and white, and tried to make it look professional, left some space on the white wall so I could put some words on there. Looks really cool, and it's super easy. And then the fade color on that picture under Create Curiosity, the very first one, that is with Word Swag. I believe you can kind of put the sheer thing, or you can do it now in Insta Stories. You can put a sheer on there sheer any color over your picture. Then I have them take action, swipe up. I gave away a prize each day leading up to, it was like the 12 days of Christmas. And so I gave an 80-day Slay 80 mug each day for somebody who bought a challenge pack, and then did another call to action at the end using Word Swag. And then, of course, our favorite is fear of missing out, the hashtag FOMO. I am super ghetto. I literally just type it in my phone. I put in their IG names, French Fry 83, TK Walt 99, all these crazy names. And I put it in a list and I just fill them up, and I'm really consistent. You guys, if you're going to do a call to action like this, you have to be super consistent for like 24 hours and be intentional. Like, make it be your accountability that you are going to fill up those darn 10 spots. If it's the, I'm just kidding. For me, that's what I do. I'm like, I put 10 spots, like in the next 24 hours, I'm filling those 10 spots. I don't care if it comes from Facebook, or it comes from Aunt Sally or IG, but I'm filling up 10 spots. And then as people respond, I screenshot it, cover their name, and probably should cover their picture. I didn't do a very good job of that on these, but I do now. And just show your audience that people are excited about it. And so that one person who's like, I don't know if I want to message her, I just feel really weird, will feel less weird messaging you when she sees other people are messaging the exact same feelings that they are having. And you can even handle objections on your stories. If somebody's like, I don't think I could coach, I don't have a lot of friends on social media like you do, screenshot that question, cover her name, cover her picture, put it in your Insta story and say, girl, I got you. Our training is going to help. Next story, address it. Say, I know that this girl just had this hesitation with coaching. And for me, I didn't really know a lot about social media either. But because of the network and the team that I'm a part of, we have incredible training for you. So I just need you to come with a heart and a passion for helping others and want to stay accountable to your health and fitness journey. If that's you, send me a DM right there because I've got you. And you get to address that objection right then and there in your stories for probably more than just that one girl, but maybe 16 other people who've had the same exact thought. So don't be vanilla on IG. Be you, be super intentional, have fun with it, be creative, and most importantly, be follow worthy, where they want to come back and they want to keep viewing your stories every single day. So that's what I got for you guys. There's some stuff in the center there that is new content that I haven't really presented maybe to Melanie's team. I think it's the only team I presented it to. So is there any questions? That was a lot I just dumped on you guys. I talked really fast.
Amazing. Yeah, guys. I mean, there was so much in there. This is a call that like go back, dive in, even like some of the screenshots, right, of the tools, like go back to those, pull up the tools. But while we have Jatana on the call, yeah, do you guys have questions for her? I can't believe there would be no questions. Oh, good. Yes, please.
I have a question. So I've always loved to post things on Facebook, and I post a lot of things, and I'm sure, you know, I have like a daughter that's like very smart and hilarious and always gets in trouble. And, you know, we do a lot of things outdoors and we travel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm wondering, like, how many stories should I keep at the same time? And like you're saying, just focus on one story or one kind of focus per day. And that, like, I'm having a lot of math in my head.
That's okay. So Catalina, one of the things that I try to do is I make sure my fitness aspect of it is always in there daily. So I'm always doing my pre-workout, my Shakeology. Like you could do 3 workout moves, or you can just do 1 workout move. Or I'll show them how I'm sighting into bod. That's always there. At least 6 days a week, that is there. Everything else is going to still be within my brand wheelhouse. It's still going to keep my characters into play, or maybe what I've got going on in my life. So if I'm getting ready for a wedding or I'm getting ready to compete in a pageant, that'll be the content that they'll see. So have your workout stuff, plug coaching in, like I'm on a team call or I'm on a accountability call with my success partner. Have that plugged in there too, but then put some lifestyle stuff. My daughter's being silly. We're out on a field trip, whatever it is that you want to add. But don't dilute it too much. Like you want to stick with the things that they're following you for. So say, yeah, your workout, your business, and your family, or whatever it is that your jam outside of Beachbody. Yeah. And don't overthink it. Like the more you do it, the better you get at it. Even if you're like, I don't know how she makes them all fancy and cool. Start. Just start. My iMovies, I don't know if you saw my iMovies on IG when I do my workouts like a crazy person. They were a hot mess when I started. And I have so many people ask me, like, how do you make those iMovies? They're so cute and like slow motion and fast, and then you freeze things. Yeah. My first couple ones were literally like, I did my feet running across the screen once, and then it was like a selfie. It was horrible. But every time I did it, I got better. And now they're at a point where people like want you to create a YouTube tutorial on how to do it. I'm like, y'all don't know how bad they were when I first started. So just start, and the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. What else? Amy has a question. She's like, how do I unmute? Hold on, let me tap this button.
There you go. You're unmuted.
Okay. I just have a quick question. So are we to the point where basically the Facebook stories and the Instagram stories are like the only place that we're putting the actual like workout moves, the actual videos? Or are you guys still posting them in your regular Instagram gallery as well?
So yes, on my gallery, I tend to, I do kind of similar to Holly, except for different content. I do 1 post a day on Facebook and on IG. Facebook, I might do 3. Just depends on my day. But for IG stories, it's just like literally reality show. Like it's what's going on in your day all throughout the day. But the IG wall is usually, I try to do like a landscape, like a far out picture with a message that I want to talk about. And then I'll do a close up picture with a selfie or flexing or whatever. And then I'll do a video. So just make sure there's some dimension to it. So really for my wall, it's all about more appearance. When they look at it, that it flows, that it's not just like video, selfie, that there's like dimension to it. Far away, open spaces, close up, color schemes. Have fun with it. Like, don't overthink it. But I would say one solid post a day. Do you want to talk about personal development moment? Find a cute picture of you standing out in the field or whatever and do a personal development post. Do you want to talk about something that a mental, like how you overcame something in your workout? Do that. Facebook is really great for consistency. Like every morning, without a shadow of a doubt, if you go to Melanie Mitro's Committed to Be Fit, you will see her up at 6 a.m. doing her workout with a solid, like, Feel Felt Found post every day. That's got to, like, success leaves clues. That's still working. So I would say make sure that's something consistent. You do every day on your Facebook page, but I don't do a workout post every day on my IG wall.
Okay. Yeah, it does feel like there's a difference in the, like, how many people watch your Facebook stories versus your IG stories. And so I
for sure.
that my content is just completely backwards. Facebook, I'm posting 3 times still regularly, and the stories are kind of iffy. And then Instagram, it feels like I'm only doing that once, and then the stories are
exactly.
Okay.
And Facebook stories I get like 7,000 views on my IG stories, and I get 100.
Me too. Totally.
But I only get like 40 to 120 on my Facebook. But you got to remember the demographic on Facebook is people who are just not used to that type of thing. Yeah. So the people who are on IG are probably Snapchatters too. And so they're really used to that, more like, I want to watch this person blow dry their hair, whatever we're doing. So yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yep.
I have a quick question.
Where's I?
There's more people. Who is it? Who's talking? Sorry, we can't see you. Let me see.
Hey.
Oh,
Melissa.
Is it you, Melissa Bono?
Yeah, sorry, you can't see me. I'm in my kitchen doing dishes. So, I see a lot, like, when I'm like scrolling Instagrams, and I see like, everything kind of has like the same color or whatever. That's just not necessarily my personality. Like, I have different faces and colors. Is that do you have to have like this theme? I have the theme of like always smiling and like, all stuff like that. But do you have to have like these colors and this like perfect like lines and all this stuff? Is that like a necessary thing?
I don't think it's 100% necessary. I think there is a piece of it that is important because, IG is very visual. It's super visual. And so I personally don't even like the IG accounts that I'm sorry if yours looks like this. I love you. But with like the quotes all on one side and like selfies all on one side, like that just feels really forced to me. And I don't want to follow anybody that's not hardcore real. And if it feels forced, then I'm not probably going to make a connection with them because I'm just like fly by the seat of my pants kind of person as they come. And so for me, I just try to stick with, this is as far as I can go. I stick with color themes. So you will usually see a lot of pinks, grays, reds, blacks, like I'm like more color themes. So when I work out, I'm mindful that when I work out, I try to stick those colors into my workout outfit. I try to work out in the same location every time so that when they see my workout video, it's the same block colored pictures, like the black floor and the white walls. And then adding dimension, far away, close up, full body, far away, close up, video, full body. So
yeah. Okay. Sorry, my kids are fighting, so I can't hear. I didn't know if you were done or not.
Oh, you're fine, girl. I got kids. At least mine are sleeping.
Okay, so I was just, I think because I've seen like, it's like all like this like super white, or like pink, and I'm like, I have the dimension. I was just like, I cannot hang with like, it's just so stressful for me, so I was just wondering if that just makes it more appealing or not, or I guess just be yourself, I guess is the whole point for making.
Have some fluidity to it, if that's a word. But if you look at mine, like right now, it's not like there's no rhyme or reason really to it, but you will notice that I've got close up, I've got full body, and I've got video, and then I've got open space. Like that's my rule of thumb.
Okay.
If you're super OCD, then maybe the people who have it like that are really OCD, and that like blesses their heart because they get to do it that way. But for me, it stresses me out knowing I have to have it like motivational quote, picture, motivational quote. Like I wouldn't enjoy it if I had to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yep.
Okay. So currently I'm pregnant and I'm battling ridiculous all day sickness. So I am not being as consistent as I usually am with my workouts. And that's starting to like freak me out because I don't want people to think of it as, oh, well, she's off the wagon. It's not that. It's that I'm trying to hold myself together.
Yeah.
You know, so like, what do you do whenever you can't post a workout video in your stories? Like, how do you supplement that and how do you explain it?
I think that you should just be real and honest. I think people will appreciate it. You know, obviously you're on your health and fitness journey, but you're pregnant. And that's real life. And there's other women who are going to relate to that or will remember you when they are in that situation. So I would say don't be a Debbie Downer, but definitely be like, you know what? Whew, today is rough. And I am trying to get through it. Like I'll let someone do a take a nap. And I really want those French fries. But I'm not going to. Like just bring people on the journey with you and say, you know what? This is what I got today. The most I can do is this yoga video because I'm just exhausted and I just want to be able to stretch and make sure I get some movement in. But you know what? Today I'm just going to go for a walk. People will appreciate your honesty. And we're not here to put on a facade that we are freaking super powerhouse fitness trainers because we're not. We're everyday chicks doing really cool things. And so just show your audience your authenticity, push yourself to maybe live a little stronger and bolder for the people who need your enthusiasm. That's kind of what I love about this whole coaching gig is like, there are times when I just want to stay in bed, but I know that I have 50,000 people on my IG watching me for motivation. I posted a quote or a screenshot today and I'll read it to you guys. And this is what hopefully will get you going when you're like, I don't have the energy to do this. Somebody messaged you and says, you probably unknowingly have been an inspiration of mine. I weigh 178 pounds this morning. After starting my journey about 4 months ago, I was 312. Thank you for just changing my outlook on life, and for you sharing your story was a wake-up call for me. Complete stranger, huge burly dude, don't know him, but because I get up and I do it when it's hard, like that inspires people. So have it be something that motivates you to keep going, knowing that people are leaning on you for your courage. And I know being pregnant is rough.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I did. Like there were days that I was just like, all right, guys, all I got is yoga. Like I can't anymore. But I'm aiming really for like 3 or 5 days a week because I just don't. I'm here by the grace of God because I really wanted to listen in on the call. But
exactly.
Thank you so much.
Be you. Be authentic you and share your struggles. But share it with a solution, with hope, and how you're going to get through it. And I promise you, most people are going to watch that and be like, wow, that's inspiring. Like, she's doing it, even though it's hard. And I didn't. I ate the French fries and laid in bed. So.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think doing hashtags or geotags in your stories is helpful? And, like, even if I, like, just hide them behind stuff?
Yes. I geotag absolutely everything. You won't see it. You can hide it behind GIFs. You can translucent, make it really teeny and stick it in the bottom. You should be geotagging everything and especially kind of monitoring what geotags are good. So when I click Dumfries, Virginia, which is where I live, I don't like to say that. I like to say Montclair because that's my neighborhood. It's sounds nicer than Dumfries. Dumfries. But when I click Dumfries, Virginia, and I put it in my stories and I go and see my viewers, it's people smoking marijuana and blowing it in the camera and showing their like hydraulic cars. And I'm like, that's not the audience that I want to attract. So I basically, what I'll do is I'll click on the viewership and see like, who are these people that are viewing me and what is their content? Oh, okay. This is more my jam because Dumfries apparently is ghetto. I don't think I live in the ghetto, but I don't know. So don't tag Dumfries unless you're into hydraulics and marijuana. Just saying. But yes, I geotag everything, and hashtags are great for just getting your content out there in front of new eyes.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I seem to struggle with like basic technology. It's not even like all of this. It's literally like, I'm like, no, just show me. It took me like 4 months to figure out how to get more than 4 little clip stories on my IG stories. Like those are the tutorials that I need. Can you hashtag more than one thing in your little one Instagram story? Because I was having a hard time with that today.
I usually only do one. Like, I'm sure you can. Yeah, you can type it out. I call myself this. It's called baby grandma. You are a baby grandma.
Yeah.
Welcome to the baby grandma club. I'm right there with you, girlfriend. I struggle with technology. I can't do much of anything past my phone. Like, if it's not on my phone, you tell me to do a Google Doc or something, it's not happening. My husband's laughing at me because he's like IT, like engineer guy. He thinks it's hilarious because he's good. So I'm going to do one real quick just to see, because I haven't done this in let's see. Hashtag. So you can do the colorful hashtag. Let's do done. And then let's see. Hashtag. Nope. Okay. So the colorful hashtag, nope. But then you could do hashtag, I don't know. Michael. I don't know why I'm saying microblading just popped up. We'll go with that. So you can hashtag type it in, but in terms of the pretty one with the color, it's only one.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you recording on your Insta stories and then uploading it right away? Or are you saving them, kind of fixing them and then doing it the next day and kind of like one delay, like a blogger? You know how the bloggers are kind of delayed?
Sometimes I do. So most of the time it's straight up just real time me. Sometimes I'm in the middle of swimming with my kids and I do a boomerang of them jumping in the pool. I save it. I go and play or whatever. And then later I put fun words on it. When I'm doing my call to actions and it's going to literally be a series that people need to follow the whole way through, I will do the whole, here's this little trick. You know, when you put the words on a story and you want it to progress, like, hi, my name's Jatana. I'm 37 years old. And you want it to like pop up one right after another. Start backwards. Write the whole thing out. Save. Delete the last line. Save. Delete the last line. Save. So that when you go back through your camera roll, you can just literally put do you guys know what I mean by like the progression of words when they pop up on the screen? And if you do it backwards, create the whole thing and then erase. It'll all be saved in your camera roll perfectly. But only time I really create things afterwards is when I'm doing like a professional call to action where I want it to look and progress properly. But like everyday stuff, or if I'm with my kids and I just don't have time to create it, I'll save it and do it later. But otherwise, most of the time it's right there, like boop, boop, real quick.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Clarissa, you're gorgeous, by the way. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, what else we got?
You guys, we have to let Jatana go. It's been over an hour.
I can talk all night.
We've taken over an hour of your time. Like, this is incredible, amazing. We cannot thank you enough. And I am super excited for Summit. But yeah, guys, I mean, truthfully, like a lot of the tips and tricks that I have gotten have just been from watching Jatana's stories. Like she said, check them out. You know, we talk about our marketing plans all the time, so you can look and see how she puts that into action in her stories. You know, you can see her feed. I love, you know, kind of how she mentioned her feed isn't like that super curated feed, right? And for me being like super OCD, like I need that. Like, it also stresses me out when it like doesn't like match, right? But again, it doesn't matter. You have to do what works for you and what works in your life and what works with your business. And so I love that. So go check her out. Thank you again so much, Jatana. This was amazing. And we'll see you at Summit.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.